Hey y'all, oh my gosh, we did so much yesterday that I did not record. I recorded a little bit of the day. First thing that happened was taking my son's shoes to him, and then I took Mighty Mouse to the doctor for his 9-month appointment, which he is doing so great. He said as far as developmental, he's right on target, if not above. So he's doing really good. And then I came back to pick hubby up, and we went to the bank and finally got joint accounts. Yes, we've been married over a year and didn't have a joint account, so we made that step. Finally got joint accounts, and we went to go to IHOP for some breakfast because he was hungry. And before we could even get out of there, Josh was calling again because he was at school sick. So went back to the school, picked Joshua up, brought him back home, and then hubby went to the dentist because he had a toothache. Got some medications and an appointment to get his wisdom teeth taken out, and went to the car repair place because when it snowed, he hit a curb and the car's been making like this weird noise or whatever by the right tire, passenger side tire. So I was like, there's something going on with the car, we need to get checked. So he went over there and found out that the rim is bent. After that, finally came home, went to Chapel Hill to visit my sister after we dropped Mighty Mouse off to his grandma's house for the evening because he couldn't come with us. So we finally get up there, and then we get up there, and it was like during the shift change, so we had to sit in the waiting room for like an hour and a half just waiting to see my sister in ICU. And then when I walked in, oh my gosh, y'all, I walked in and she didn't have the breathing tube in anymore. Like, she was using the CPAP machine, which is just like the mask that goes over your face. She was laying there, and I walked in, and she just turned her head. She was like wide awake, y'all. She turned her head and looked at me, and I was like, I was to freak out because I have not heard her voice in almost a month. She's been in ICU for 3 weeks. She's been in ICU for 3 weeks. She had a liver transplant right before. Then I couldn't even really see her because I had a cold, and I wasn't really allowed to be around her because I didn't want her to get sick, because if she got sick, then she wouldn't be able to get a liver transplant. So I didn't get to talk to her. So it's like been almost a month since I heard her voice. And then I walk in, and none of us knew that this had happened. They said that they took the tube out that day. And I was the first one to see her without her tube. And she was just like talking. She had her CPAP machine on, so it was like really hard for her to talk. But she was talking the whole time I was there, y'all. I was so excited. I didn't know what to do with myself. Like, my heart was like beating out of my chest because everything it's like everything changed from the last time I saw her. And then I looked, and they didn't have the dialysis machine on her anymore. They were saying that they didn't have to do continuous dialysis for now, and that they were going to do a scheduled dialysis, which before she was getting continuous dialysis because her kidneys just stopped working after the transplant because her liver wasn't working well. And now her liver is working, her kidneys are working again, and they're just doing like dialysis on schedule. It's like, it was crazy. She still has a feeding tube, but hopefully they're saying that she might be able to like drink some water this evening. They said she actually got to stand up beside the bed using like 50% of her body weight. She has not been out of bed in 3 weeks, y'all, because she's been asleep. So she's like 50% of her body weight yesterday, because she had physical therapy. So I'm like, what in the world? And she woke up, she's like, I woke up and I had a lot of questions because I didn't know what was going on. It's like, I didn't know what was going on, and I don't have my cell phone. I couldn't call mama because I didn't have my cell phone. I was like, girl, you've been in here for 3 weeks. That's why you don't have your cell phone. She's like, where's my suitcase? I was like, you don't need your suitcase, girl. You've been laying in bed in a hospital gown. none of your things are here. Just like, I need my blanket and all this. I'm like, oh my goodness. It was like just exciting me. And I didn't want to leave, but it was like so late by the time we got in there. I couldn't stay long. I stayed like 20 minutes. And we live almost an hour away. So, and it was night. And I had been trying to call my son that I left home. He's like, he'll be okay at home. So I've been trying to call him, and he wasn't answering the phone. And I was sending him messages and getting online and sending messages just in case the phone died and everything. And he was not answering. So I was like about to freak out because I hadn't left him that late before. You know, at night I hadn't left him alone that late. So my husband called his daddy. He was around the corner, lives around the corner, and is like asking him could he go check on him to make sure he's okay. And he got here and he wasn't answering the door or anything. Like all the lights were on and everything. He wasn't like answering the door. And I was like, oh my gosh. We pulled up and his daddy was outside. Because my husband was like flying by then, like speeding, trying to get back home. Because we couldn't get a response. So I got the house key and I like ran up to the door and I'm like trying to get in. All right, run up. I'm calling his name. He's not answering. And I run up the stairs and I'm yelling his name. And then I walked in his room and he's like laid out on the bed. And I'm like yelling his name. And he wakes up. He's like, huh? I'm like, did you not hear me calling you? Where's the phone? Because I left the emergency phone with him. He's like, it's right there. I didn't hear it. I've been asleep. He was asleep the whole time we were gone. And I was out there on the road freaking out because I thought something had happened to him. Kids, man. So then I had to have like this whole conversation with him about acting right and answering the phone and calling if you're going to take a nap and all this stuff because he's not really supposed to, he's not really supposed to be home by himself right now. So I'm like freaking out. And I just thought he decided to do something all spontaneously, left the house. I'm like, oh my gosh, if something happened to him, I'm going to kick him in the face. Like I was so upset. And I had a snack in the car. I was like eating it wide open because like I'm an emotional eater. So all my emotions was like, I was like happy. I was excited. And then I was like extremely worried and upset at the same time. So it was like eating these chips all hard, about to choke and everything. So it was a time. So I came home first and then my husband went and got Mighty Mouse from his grandma's house and came home and I changed him and everything and he got in the crib and he went to sleep. I was so glad he didn't cry or anything. And just fed him a little bit of milk. I nursed him a little bit and then he fell asleep and he didn't wake up again until like 2:30. He woke up at like 2:30 and I got him out of bed and nursed him. And then we fell asleep in my bed and this morning I put him back in the bed at like 4 o'clock. So he was in my bed for like an hour and a half because I fell asleep. And put him back in the bed and he didn't wake up again until 6:45. I call that success. So I was really happy that it went that well. But yeah, yesterday was a long day, y'all. I'm trying to tell you. And I was just glad that I got to see my sister because I almost left because I was like, it's taking so long. I need to go home and get the kids, I was just glad I didn't leave and that I got to see my sister. And I was very excited about that. And now my husband's out getting a haircut and getting medicine and everything because he has to work. So I've already fixed his lunch and everything, and now I'm doing laundry and kind of had to sit down for a minute because Mighty Mouse is getting antsy and he didn't want to get in his high chair anymore. He wants to like be everywhere except where I need him to be. So I'm taking a little break and just chilling out for a minute while it washes. And then I'll get back to life. It's Friday, so Joshua's at school. Hopefully he won't be calling. I told him he gotta start trying to stick some of this stuff out, man. Because he's like, school just started back again. And he's like missing these days out of school between doctor's appointments and like him getting upset and sick and different things like that. So yeah, hopefully he'll stay his little butt in school today because I'm not picking him up. Not picking him up. Not doing it. But his birthday's coming next month, so I'm kind of excited about that. All right, that's all for now. Bye.